as we continue with chapter 3, and this will be chapter 3.2, where we are in Skywell, where we're going to continue into Skywell and continue finding items for upgrading and just getting to finish 3.2, which will be the last chapter for chapter 3, where we need to get this last key. And as you can see, we do have the last key. And let's get into it.
Continuing the gate, we will move on to our next chapter. As I always recommend, always look around, as there's a lot of resources in the game to be found within the game. We're just going to continue on with the main mission, which will get us to this next platform. As I did this platform, I did want to look around, because as always, DOC or DMC always gives us quite a bit. Now, as you read in these details, it'll let you know that if there are 2 or more enemies on here, that the wheel will go back down due to the weight. Now, when I first started on here, I circled around, made sure there was nothing there. I did not find anything, just to throw that out there. And with that, you just hit the wheel a couple times, and after that, it'll light up the wheel in a glow-like fashion as if it was on fire, and we will start ascending on up. So I'll make quick work of that with Dante, as always, which is the main guy that I have been using, not for no reason. And as you can see, we have our first Alpine show up. So I just try to make fast work with a couple light hits and then a heavy hit with a thrash combo hit. And got him out pretty well. Now, I figured as well as this is going to, no problem, I'm going to move on. As you can see, hold it, waiting for it. Thought it would stop moving, it didn't, so hit this one as fast as I can, try to get him off. A couple of these did go off, and as you can see, I did fall off. So recommendations to you, the wheel will come down almost automatically. As you can see, it will descend automatically. At that point, you will need to hit it again. The only other thing that I did see while trying to run this, if there is 2 or more enemies on here and there's one on the floor, there is a chance that it will descend, which I think I did capture this in this video, but I'm not sure. But just to let you know, be aware that if there's 2 or more on the platform and one falls off the platform, that it may glitch out, and it may not even be a glitch, it may be just how it was programmed. But I did have one where I had ultimately 3 enemies out at once, with 1 on the floor, 2 on the platform, and it did make the platform descend. That's not even a word. But again, not too hard of play, just as I would recommend, stay away from the edges and you should be okay. And the platform gets up pretty fast, so not too much of a hard thing to do, as long as you stay there. And this right here is the part that I was talking about. There's 1 person on the ground, 1 enemy, and I only have 2 on the platform. As you can see, there's that 3rd one. I only thought that if there was 2 on the platform, then it was okay, but ultimately I had to get off the platform, get rid of these guys, and then make some quick work of some others. So you may see that in this right here. Now, I say this to say that later on in this game, you will see that chapter 1 through whatever you may look at does have different difficulties. Normal, hard, normal, and hard. So this may be something you want to keep in mind if you decide to do this chapter at hard mode, which I will eventually end up doing, because hey, not only do you get better rewards, but hey, who doesn't love a challenge? So that was just something to note, that when you do that hard mode, that you may want to get rid of the enemy instead of just throwing them off the platform, because the platform will eventually come down. Now, on this time, I did end up getting all the way up, so it wasn't too bad. I made sure I moved around, tried to keep them kind of in the middle. Didn't work out too well. Now, luckily, I got that guy right there, and I was kind of worried that the platform was going to go down again, because as you can see, the platform doesn't move fast, but it does move it alright. And when you see that green dot right there, about this point, you can kind of feel comfortable that you've almost made it all the way up to the tower, or that you are ascending to. So making fast work of these guys, knowing the right button combination is going to help out a lot. And ultimately we will go into this right here, which opens up a whole other event or scenario, which we will get into later on in here. Unfortunately, this video will basically get done with chapter 3. What you will not see is the end boss, which is Minotaur. He is a fairly easy boss, but he is a tanky boss. I recommend, you know, using that evasion skill, hitting him in his back, as it is basically the easiest way to take care of him. But he is a pretty easy boss. I thought I did capture the boss fight, but as you guys will see later on in the video, I did not. So really, we are just climbing up on this map to get to the end of it, which, again, using the right combinations and trying to keep up that rank, which I am not doing so well, but I am trying to get better at it. And having the right switch points is definitely key. I did make fast work of these guys, and then finish with a combo with Dante to tell him good night, have a good day, with the good old, and this is what's bothered me, is those devil choirs will break your attack all day long, and it kind of annoyed me, but we went on with the game as we finally ended up at the mansion. The individuals from the guilds, certainly, and this is where requests will unlock. Now, as you guys will see in the video, you have the chance and the ability to request 3 different, what I will call them as trials. It is just, if you have not played games before, you will notice that the trials is kind of like a quick trial, where you will either fight various enemies or a boss fight, and they may or may not be harder than, well, they will be harder depending on the ranking. As you guys can see, there is all the way from B to double S ranking up on there. I actually did not do the triple S ranking just yet, only for the fact that I did not think that I was experienced enough, and I just wanted to at least get into an A ranking to show you guys how that was. But it is merely just another way of collecting resources, experience for your characters. So while most games have where you can only do things daily, you may want to go out there and do that. Now, the good thing is you do get elite bounty hunter cards from this that will help you pull better type hunters or rolls, you know, so that's the good thing about this. So we get straight into here, and it is just a basic trial, as you can see, where I have a blood pride and then 2 of the air type enemies. Made pretty good quick work of this guy. Trying to, when I get these slower type guys, I would recommend for us guys and gals that are not too good at counter attacks, which I'm not the best, to use these guys to get that counter attack down, because they do move slow enough where you can time your jumps at a good time where you can really get that counter attack down, and you can honestly see them turn around. Now here is the counter attack, fairly well done. Luckily I had my demon suit on at the same time, so you got that extra effect on, which was pretty cool. Ending my combination right there. Unfortunately, I did not follow it through, which, in order to do that, you really want to do those quick evasion dashes that actually pull you into the enemy to continue on with good ranking. Now, I did mess up right here, pulling out definitely the wrong type character, and I will forever be remembered in Valhalla is not a warrior, but we won't talk about that for right now. So right here, as you saw him swing, I actually could have done an evasive move and got a huge attack bonus on that, but I did not, like a noob. So those are the moves that I'm talking about that you should look. And again, this is just one of those requests, or what I'm counting as a trial. And as you can see, I got some quick stuff from that. So I did not see if there's an amount of how many times you can do this a day because I did not look into it, but I did want to kind of get off the storyboard because, as you will see later, we will also be opening up guilds, and there is actual guild missions too. So there is so much content into this game that you will need to play it for a little while to really get the grasp of where all the missions are, all the different scenario types. So far, I'm quite enjoying this right now. Now we are in a place called Sanctuary, and this is where I came into on the main mission, and I I did forget to actually post the boss battle with the Minotaur, which is the next boss you will do, ending chapter 3, going into chapter 4. Again, he has electric damage, just like your first boss, and if you get hit by that, you do get paralyzed from that. So, luckily, you are able to use your evasion with Dante, or even or any three of them, or the other two, to actually roll behind him and then use a heavy hit and then a few light hits. Not a hard boss to do, but still very complimentary to the game. So this video will actually end chapter 3, which will get us into chapter 4, as the only thing that's really left on this is the boss fight. And I did not think that the boss fight was that hard. Now, ultimately, I will do this on hard mode, and I'm pretty sure I will disagree with what I just said now, but for normal mode and us doing new released footage, I didn't want to focus too much and redo that. So, with that being said, again, this will end chapter 3, and will go us into chapter 4, which I will be posting up here very soon. And then later on, we'll be posting more into how to upgrade equipment, how to acquire stuff, and other stuff that you may request and want. But like always, like,